Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrible General Health System's Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
I'd like to tell you, along with Travis Crittenden, Travis, you went to Louisiana Line Camp, come here now to the pro football camp. So you're starting to like South Louisiana now, huh?
I'm loving it. You know, I would not mind a little more air conditioning down here, but other than the heat.
Come in December and January, we'll give you a little bit more.
That's right. Yeah, but I love it down here. You know, everybody always treats me so well. It's such a hospitable place. Coach Rebo and Nickel State just, you know, always welcome me with open arms and treat me so well. And the kids down here work their butts off. Every single event we ever do, we have great coaches down here, so it's really just a wonderful place to be a part of.
Okay, you've been part of it at a lot of different levels. You got to want to be here, okay?
You do.
My thing is, people say, oh, kids are soft today. Oh, okay, that's an opinion. You know who's soft today? Mom and dad, grandma and grandpa. They become softer with how they treat, you know, their kids, especially grandkids. I got two of them, so I understand that part of it. But for you to be out here, and it's a record breaker this year at the pro football camp, 450 young men. I remember when it was under 80 at one time to have this here. You got to want to work out in this heat and humidity of South Louisiana. You're not on the beaches of Hawaii here.
That's correct. And, you know, intestinal fortitude is not in question with this 450-man group. I mean, they're working their butt off. I would be willing to bet that the real field temperature on that field is every bit of 150 degrees. And they've been out there for about 4 hours now, and we have not shown them any mercy. I mean, it's been very real work. It's been great coaching. The whole staff has done a phenomenal job, and they have definitely worked their butts off. So I don't believe that desire is any part of the question for them.
For people who don't know you that well, kind of give the rundown of your career. We've done interviews before where when you were with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Eagles before then, but sort of give everybody that kind of countdown, and then working into also being involved in the weight training and everything else. And then, man, you give up a cushy job with the Chiefs to go work at being, I'm not exactly sure your title, Turk and Cocos Islands. Man, so I tell it to Bobby, he's like, Mike, what? Man, I want that job.
Yeah, it was a very unique opportunity. So originally I'm from Virginia. I went to college at the Virginia Military Institute. I was a football player, indoor and outdoor track athlete where I threw the shot, discus, and hammer. Bounced around a little bit trying out for NFL teams. None of them shook out, but I ended up landing in the AFL, which back in my day it was a mandatory two-way starter. Worked out really well. I got to play everything a big man could play, and it really helped lay a foundation for me understanding different positions, working my way towards becoming a coach. As I was learning a little bit about coaching, I fell in with the Louisiana legend Pete Jenkins, and he saw something in me, pulled me under his wing, and started honing in my craft as a coach. As we went through a few years and he started feeling confident in my ability, he started sending me around to various teams to work with. And it was primarily from a strength and conditioning standpoint because of my background in prepping guys for the draft. As we had gone through a few years of that, folks started reeling me into the D-line side. And long story less long, I got to meet, you know, one of my favorite people of all time, and Andy Reid. And he offered me an opportunity to work with the D-line and coach strength and conditioning, and I went, you know, holy smoke, I can't even believe this is real. So I got my foot in the door and had an opportunity to do both of those things in Philadelphia. Coach Reid and I, you know, got along well, and he was nice enough to bring me along to Kansas City, and we were able to obviously turned from 2-14 to a pretty good team.
And a couple Super Bowls out of that?
Yeah, I mean, it all went really well. A lot of things have to come together. You know, you have to have great support staffs, great athletes, great coaches, great city and organization, great fans. It all came together, obviously. So the real pleasure in the whole situation for me has always been taking the group that's less successful and building them into a successful group. And when I looked at the scope of athletics, I just really was drawn to the Caribbean region because you have so many power speed athletes down there, and they don't really have the opportunity to train like we do in America. So I took a role as the National Director of Sports Performance for the Turks and Caicos Islands, and we built out athletic development programs for 24 different sport federations, all levels from U10 all the way up through the international teams. And it went well. You know, the 4x1 national record was broken within about 6 months. The national long jump record was broken about that same time at the Commonwealth Games. And they are really rocking and rolling now. It's really been amazing to watch the progress that all the athletes and coaches have made down there. And now I'm back stateside working with teams and organizations, helping bring them all these tidbits of information that I've been so fortunate to gather over the past couple decades.
And now private business also.
Yes, sir.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, sir. So our company's called 360 Sports Academy, and we have a manufacturing facility in Pearl, Mississippi that's been around since 1983. It was previously named Speed City, and it was really popular with coaches, especially through the 90s and 2000s. I happened to be one of the bigger customers in the company, and so when it came up for sale, they called me, and it was a unique opportunity. I jumped on it, and I spent my time with the Chiefs and Eagles testing out equipment and just tweaking every little thing to make sure that it suited that level of athlete, mainly so that things are durable and you can count on them not failing at any point in time. That's a big problem in the speed equipment industry. So we created equipment that's all incredibly strong. I think the lightest thing we make is about a 4,000-pound test, all hand sewn, heavy duty, lifetime warranted.
Travis, thanks so much for joining us, and thank you so much for coming here. It's your second trip, Louisiana Line Camp, and then now coming here for the pro football camp, and we really appreciate everything you do for the area, and best of luck with 360.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Mike.
Thanks so much.